If Carol Marcus appears in Star Trek Strange New World Season 3, the controversy surrounding Star Trek Into the Darkness won't be repeated. Strange New World Season 2 brought Lieutenant James T. Kirk aboard the USS Enterprise, commanded by Captain Christopher Pike, and has bonded well with the crew. But Kirk also dropped a bombshell on La'an that curbed their possible romantic pairing. He has a pregnant girlfriend named Carol, who can only be Carol Marcus. Dr. Carol Marcus was introduced in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, as the inventor of the Genesis device, which she built with David Marcus, her son, with Admiral James T. Kirk. After Khan was defeated, though, Kirk and Carol parted ways. The alternate Kelvin Timeline's version of Carol Marcus was J.J. Abrams' attempt to add Carol as a new female lead character on the USS Enterprise, but this kinda misfired. Strange New World's Carol would be the younger version of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan's career-driven Dr. Marcus, while Alice Eve's Carol in Star Trek Into the Darkness was a Kelvin Timeline reinvention that was reflective of J.J. Abrams' intent to make his young USS Enterprise crew more sexually charged. Star Trek Into the Darkness ignited controversy over the sexualization of Carol Marcus. Critics of the scene point to it being gratuitous eye candy with no bearing on the film's story. J.J. Abrams and his team had offered an apology, while Alice Eve herself is proud of her work and her role as Carol. Ultimately, audiences pushed back at Star Trek Into the Darkness, feeling that it was exploiting Carol Marcus and Alice Eve's sex appeal. Star Trek Strange New World certainly has an attractive cast, but the prequel series hasn't gone for gratuitous eye candy moments. If Carol Marcus does appear in Star Trek Strange New World Season 3, it will be under very different circumstances than in Star Trek Into the Darkness, and she'll more than likely be a very different character than Alice Eve's Carol.